So if you're doing this, you have to do the balance shaft. Oh, shit. All right, big day. We finally have all the parts in. Yesterday we got the last piece, which was the new head, which has new valves and springs. No cams, and it didn't come with cam bearings. So I'm going to tear this one down and have a look at it and see if they're reusable. I hope so, but we'll find out. And I managed to find this 172 pages is the service manual just for the engine. So I'm going to go through here and find the correct procedure to remove the cams. If I read it right, and if I remember correctly, you start on this end, which is closest to the sprockets, and you undo it that way to the end. And so I'm going to take these apart and take a look at the cam bearings. And then I'm supposed to replace these as well. So I'm going to run over to the local dealer today and see if they have any. And I also need to find this one. This is also supposedly a torque to yield bolt for the crank pulley. I got new head bolts, so that's taken care of. And so yeah. So let me look in this manual real quick, make sure we're doing this properly so I don't bend the cam, and then we'll get started. So I was slightly wrong on removing the intake or the cams. It says remove each bolt on each cap one turn at a time until there is no spring tension pushing on the camshaft. So I assume that means we undo these. There we go. A turn, 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 all the way down on all of them. But before I do that, I'm going to take these bolts out because I got to grab this. I think they said 24 millimeter. That is the winner. So that's a 24 on the cam. And then, yes, so 18 on your bolts. Remember that table I said was real precarious? Oh boy. Should probably fix that. All right. Pause. Time to make a new table. All right, new table. And we'll get back to work on that other cam bolt. These just hold the sprockets in. So now, pretty sure these are 10 millimeter. We'll start on this end and just loosen them, well, like I said, one turn at a time, and go over there. And in case you are curious, these are actually labeled. It has a 1, 2, and then it has a little arrow right there pointing towards the front of the engine. So if you get them mixed up or whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the arrows point this way towards your sprockets. All right, let's loosen them up. So according to the seller, this is brand new. Came off a brand new long block that they needed the bottom end for. So He said it has 0 miles on it. Oh, it doesn't have the squirters in there either. Definitely looks new. Just need to compare side by side. See what all is needed. I don't know how to get these out. It's got these little jets in them. I don't know if those just pop out or what. It's got the plugs in them. There's a sensor here I need. Has this cap on the back. It's new. It does have spark plugs too, even, which is okay by me. Gotta move this and the tensioner. I think this is the timing chain tensioner here. That one. But yeah, so I gotta figure out how to remove these. Maybe this huge manual has it, but these, how to get those out, because this didn't come with any. And the only difference I can see is on this head, which I don't even know if it's well, it's from LKQ, but it doesn't have this little piece right there. I don't think that'll matter. Everything else appears to be the same. It's even got studs here for the intake. This one, I think they pulled, and it has studs for the exhaust and a new gasket, which I thought I was gonna have to buy. But let me do some reading real quick and see if I can figure out how to get those. I don't even know what those are. Hydraulic lifter thingies. Let's see if I can get them out. All right, just got back from the dealer, and I figured if these bolts were cheap enough, I'd just do it the right way and get the torque to yield bolts, and they were cheap. This the crank pulley bolt was like $6. Both of these together were $7. Cheap, right? But these hydraulic valve lash adjusters, these things, see them? These little tiny, $10 a piece, and they didn't actually have these in stock. How crazy is that? $10 for one of those. I've been having a heck of a time getting these out. I've gotten what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them out. And these ones, I've got them to kind of break free, like pop up just a little bit. But man, they are stuck in there. All the videos I watch just show people just pulling them out. Yeah, these aren't. I've been using this to try to pry them out, like get a corner down in there and pry up on that lip. But like this one, I think I broke the little ring around it right there, trying to get it out. Like all these, they popped up, but they are jammed. See that one? It did move. It'll move up and down, but I can't get it past that point. So I ordered 8. I'm gonna see if I can get any of these the rest of the way out, so I don't have to spend $10 a piece on them. But I have a feeling that I'm going to have to. But that's good I ordered 8, because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got to get at least one more. So I'm going to work on that. But man, what a pain. I'm actually, what I was thinking of using this. see if I could get up under it and pry it a little bit. It's just such a tight area to work in. This is the one I already broke, so I'll learn on it. Oh, yep, there went that ring. I just heard it hit the floor. That one is jammed in there real good. Let's try this one. See if it'll come the rest of the way out. Hey-yo! Hope I didn't ruin it. I'm nicking it right there. I think that'll work. So I'm going to clean all these up and soak them in oil. See if I can get a few more out. But yeah, that's my struggle right now, is getting these things out. So I'll keep going. She is. Look at that. See that? It's worn. Yikes. Positive vibes. That's what we need. Positive vibes. I don't know if this goes in yet or with the timing stuff. So I'm going to leave it for now. Let's see. I need to find the two lifters he sent. Is that these? Yes. Or rockers. Okay. Now tomorrow, he said I will get the rest of the hydraulic things, valve lash adjusters. He says I will get the rest of those tomorrow. So I think if I wanted to, I could probably get one cam in, maybe that one, since it's got all that fuel pump thing back here. So maybe we'll work on that. And I kind of want to clean this out though, because if you look at it, it's got kind of like metal dust in it. So I kind of want to just spray it down with brake clean. Hopefully kind of rinse it all out. Maybe we'll do that. Well, I think it's safe to say it's a good thing I rinsed this out. Had a fair bit of metal shavings in it from being brand new, quote unquote. But I mean, all these valves, I think it's been remanned according to the sticker on the front, which is probably why it's got kind of milling shavings is what these are, I assume. Look at that, there's a lot in there. All right, so next day I'm still waiting for the hydraulic valve lash adjusters to show up at the dealership. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go and clean up all this gunk from the old head gasket and get the block cleaned up, ready for the new one. So I'm gonna grab a razor blade, some paper towels, maybe some soapy water. Hopefully that'll do it, otherwise we'll have to get some Scotch Brite to get it scuffed up nice. But I'm going to start cleaning that up. There we go. Looks all right to me. Now I'm going to call the dealership and see if they got the parts in to finish this thing off. All right, today is the day we're going to get started working on rebuilding this. First things first, we got to rebuild the head. And I guess it's not really a rebuild, it's more an assembly. So, I have all the hydraulic lifters. That is the first step. We got to drop the lifters in each of these holes, 16 of them. And once the lifters are dropped in, we'll drop the rockers on each of the valves. And then once that's done, the cams go in. And from the manual, it says the cams, all this is just assembled with engine oil, it says. I thought that was strange, but I'm going to go with it. So engine oil, I ended up buying some Lucas just because it's a little thicker and I know it'll stick a little better for, I'm hoping to have this on today on the engine, but we'll see. That is my hope. So let's get started. I'll grab some gloves. Then we'll drop some lifters in, or the valve lash adjusters in. They've been soaking in oil for a while now. All right, we are back. I was going, where is it? Oh. I was going to go buy a torque wrench that did inch pounds because mine does not go that low, which translates to roughly 7.5 foot-pounds. So my father-in-law loaned me his, made in the USA. Check out this thing. 1/2 inch with I'm not sure how accurate this is because the inch pounds are the big numbers. So to that notch is 300 inch pounds. To that notch is 25 foot-pounds. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So each one of these notches is 5 foot-pounds. So it literally has to move that far. That's it. A little nervous. So I'm going to practice on the old head and see how it feels. This thing isn't moving at all. In fact, I'm going to break this off already. Dang it. I might have to just go to the local store and buy one. I don't trust this thing. Okay, I'll be back. All right, take two. I was on my way to go buy a torque wrench because no one in Rigby had one. And then my friend came in clutch. He had one. Pretty nice one. He let me borrow it. It does 89 inch pounds right on the dot. So we're going to give this a go again. Practice on this one. Make sure you got the feel for it. And go to the real thing. See that? They're already past the limit on the one I was trying to use in my father-in-law's. So, okay, it clicks pretty decent. So let's give this one a go, see how it goes. I'm gonna double check, but I think you go the direction. Oh, actually we gotta do these first. And they are all the same. They're all the 89. There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. That's all it took. A whole whopping 7.5 foot-pounds. Okay, so now we're going to start here. The arrows point that way. And I'm going to double check, make sure that's the right direction. Pretty sure it is. I think it said go the way of the arrows. Where's it at? All right, it says the cap should be installed on the cylinder head in the sequence as shown on top of the bearing caps. Position the camshaft bearing caps, install the bearing cap bolts hand tight, tighten the bearing cap bolts in increments of 3 turns until they are seated. Okay. 3 turns? I don't know what that means. Go back and forth, maybe? All right. All right. In theory, the cams are done. Now we need to, I think, do the timing chain for the sprockets. But I'll pause it. We get it figured out. We'll come back. Okay, I'm gonna get the head gasket. I'm gonna get these out of the way. These paper towels in here, and get ready for it. I do need to get that to top dead center though. So maybe we'll do that real quick. Okay, that puts the keyway pointing straight up. Number 1 is right here. And I think we can get the head gasket on it. Here's your part number for the head gasket. All right, we're getting ready to do the balance shaft and the water pump timing. Oh. So I'll bring you down here so you can see what we're doing. So if you're like me, you're missing a lot of pieces. This one is on the far right side. The triangle points in. Oh, sorry. Like so. Triangle points in, which means these little indents are facing the block. Same with this one. This one goes on the top. So it's going to go like this. I'm going to do these two, and then this is the bottom one. The one that was broken on mine. And then we gotta have to put the retainer or the tensioner in as well. One of these pull the pins once everything's close. So I'm gonna put these in. I think that's the next step. So if you're doing this, you have to do the balance shaft. Oh shit. I'm gonna play a game of Do You See What I See? Guess this isn't gonna be done tonight like I was hoping. Check out the sprocket teeth on that balance shaft. You might say, what teeth? Because there aren't any. Oh. Well, this is where we stop. Apparently order one of those now. But we'll keep going as soon as I get another part in. I guess I should look at all the teeth now. Make sure they're all okay. That looks alright. That one does too. Yeah. Just the main one. Probably the one that's permanently attached. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna pull it apart. Yay for more work. Alright, well, it's a disaster, one after another. I finally got these off. This is the one. Yeah, it's supposed to have teeth. And they were sure stuck on there. Finally got them off though. It's actually even cracked, it looks like. So after all that, I'm kind of concerned where the teeth are at. So I've got a jack under it. I'm gonna pull the oil out of it. We'll see what comes out. So the drain plug, for those wondering, if you're still tuned in for this disaster show, it's a 15. I'm going to cut this open and attempt to catch the oil so I can look at it. So we'll make this little drain pan. Anyone taking bets on what we find? Oh my Lanta. That ain't gonna work. What are the chances the entire timing chain's in there? No, I saw the way it was disassembled. I'm not betting that. But I do bet the metal comes out. And the way my luck's been going with this car, part of that metal probably has already turned itself into crank bearings. Let's find out. So I'll have to filter it out. Do like a coffee filter or something to see if there's anything in it. Honestly, we'll be surprised if there isn't, unless it's already been drained and already been hidden, like it seems whoever put this in the auction likes to do. be crooks about it, but tighten that drain plug back up before I forget about it. Well, I think that'll be it for this video. I had high hopes after I got the head on, but now they've all been kind of dashed away, seeing as wherever that thing went. Oh, that has ruined my night. So we'll get ready to go to a little meet going on tonight and pick up this in the next one. Wish me luck.